So the infamous astrologists want to emphasize, reiterate, keep beating that dead horse on exactly what this Cancer Jupiter transit is really all about. And I know for a fact that 9 out of 10 people want to resist accepting what it's really all about. Every fucking transit since South Node Libra, it's been about bringing women back home. And what I mean by bringing women back home is saving them from the illusion, the delusions, the detriment of their fallout with Venus, their abuse of freedom, their incompetence with freedom, their abuse of themselves, oppression of themselves, that they dress as liberation, the oppression of themselves that they dress as freedom, the oppression of the womb that they dress as freedom, the sowing and creating of their own misery that they dress as pursuit of their own happiness. Feminism has exposed the fact that women are in crisis without men. They are in crisis without guidance and leadership of fathers and husbands and brothers. Without it, they will create their own demise. They will create their own destruction. They will create their own misery. They will create their own suffering, and they will not be able to find their way out. Because as they create, there are mazes of delusion and confusion that their emotions sow them into, that they themselves have put up billboards, labels, titles, terminology, psychological expressions and justifications of their own oppression that they dress as freedom, liberation, and happiness, pursuit of happiness. It's the practice of savagery is what it's become. Females are in full practice of savagery. Fully enrolled in college, fully enrolled in universities, and still incapable of arriving at wisdom. Still incapable of arriving at intelligence enough to see that they sow and create their own demise and downfall. Their own fears and insecurities, inspired by their envy and jealousy and insecurities in light of men, it has them working tirelessly towards goals that ultimately leave them unhappy, unfulfilled, depressed, drinking bottles of wine every night, popping pills, fucking and sucking, and really don't even want to be doing that, but justifying it because I don't want to be judged. The American female is in a serious crisis, and deliverance has manifest for her. And we know deliverance because it's when you are pulled away from something that was not in your will to pull away from it. A force greater than you saved you from your own detriment. It saved you from what you yourself was using your willpower to cause harm or inflict oppression upon yourself. That's deliverance. Look at how many layoffs are taking place back to back in corporate, office, government, tech jobs and careers. This is mostly women. Women have betrayed their nature, betrayed their role, betrayed their identity, betrayed the legacy, betrayed their family, betrayed their children. Why? Because they have become lustful and obsessed and ruthless about career ambitions and pursuits. Everything with the American woman is about career, 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 career. Why? Because on the other side, there is a lust for power and a sense of equality with who they, in their mind, has misinterpreted as someone being more powerful than them, which is the man. He is not more powerful than him. He is not stronger than her. He is not wiser than her. The difference is their value is in different places according to their different aims, but somebody doesn't want to play part in their place and role. Somebody doesn't want to accept their identity. Identity crisis is the karma of the day. Feminists have subscribed to the indoctrination of looking down upon their divine roles, their identity, their nature. And they look at the fourth house, they look at Cancer, they look at the self through the energies of the fourth house in Cancer, and they look down on it. They look at it as inferior, lesser than, in comparison. And that is because they themselves have not explored or accepted the value or weight thereof. They have a low estimation of that role in society. That is their doing. It's not somebody else's responsibility to enlighten them about their self. They have that job to do. But instead, you're looking at what men did. You're looking at the clarity of men. You're looking at the confidence of men. You're looking at the purpose of men. You're looking at the mission of men. You're looking at the design of men. You're looking at the biology of men. You're looking at the duty of men. You're looking at the purpose of men. You're looking at the ambition of men. You're looking at the fulfillment of men, and you envy it. You are jealous. The American woman is jealous of men. And she hates her nature. She hates her role. She hates her place. She hates her image. She even hates how she looks in the mirror. Piling on makeup, Mr. Potato Head, click it on, click it off, sew it in, sew it out, draw it on, draw it off, BBL surgery. She's in crisis with herself. And God is saving her to bring her back home through deliverance. When deliverance manifests over your life, you start losing things. You lose opportunities. You lose roles. You lose positions. You lose ranks. You lose things. But really what you're gaining is portions and degrees of your soul that you sold away through that deliverance. But you have to go through the wilderness of reckoning with yourself and what you made of yourself internally by being a fugitive to yourself, giving accountability to that which you ran away from, that which you betrayed. The American woman wants to enjoy unlimited freedom. Freedom, 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 freedom. But just like a child, she doesn't have the full view of freedom. What is the full view of freedom? The moral commitment, the moral obligation to freedom. She doesn't have morals. She has ethical recitation. She has political recitation. She has political correctness. She has Instagram quotes. She has catchphrases. She does not have morals. The American woman. Are there exceptions? Yes, there are. What's understood doesn't need to be explained. The other portion of that, accountability, that goes with freedom. She wants no part of it. Whatever she creates of the abuse of freedom and mishandling of freedom, she wants somebody else to be accountable for it. She wants somebody else to be responsible for it. She wants to conveniently be able to blame someone else for the outcome, for the consequences. She wasn't designed to live like a man. She wasn't designed to do as a man does. And out of her envy, she was willing to abuse herself to attempt to prove a point that is futile, that she will never, ever, ever be able to prove. You will never be a man. You will never be like a man. You will never outdo a man in being a man, because you already have your role. You already have your identity. You already have your purpose. And guess what? That's not your jurisdiction. Identity carries status. Status carries jurisdiction. Jurisdiction carries education. Adjudication. That's the difference. And that's where we're at across the board. Even with the issue of birthrights and 14th Amendment. It's about identity, status, jurisdiction, and adjudication. That's what needs to be understood. This is a time where authenticity is here. And American women, Western women, are the fakest women on the planet. Fraudulent, fake. And they think they're revolutionaries. No. No. They are fugitives. Fugitives from themselves. A fugitive from yourself. And you want to be everything except yourself. You want everyone's destiny except for your own. There's no happiness or fulfillment in that. Because every destiny comes with responsibilities, duties that pronounces your nature. And through that you have fulfillment. Cancer Jupiter is a homecoming for women through deliverance, through the wilderness, and through acceptance of the full responsibility of freedom, which includes accountability and moral commitment. If you don't pair the two with freedom, you are spiritually entrapped. You are practicing spiritual entrapment, because that is the inevitable consequence of abusing freedom, is spiritual entrapment. Be clear about where we are. Females of the Western world have a job to do in figuring out what it means to be a woman, not a man. The 10th house is closed. The 10th house is under reconstruction. High heels on top of skyscrapers. Ambitious pursuits at the expense of children's security, happiness, and clarity. Ambitious missions and pursuits at the expense of marriages, divorces, broken relationships, betrayal, mutiny, oppression, manipulation, competition. These things are no longer accessible without swift karma. The emphasis now is in Cancer. Who are you in family? Who are you in community? Feminism is against family. It is anti-family. It opposes everything that family is about. And it opposes every role that a woman is to play in family. It is an evil institution. It goes against the human conscience and community. It exposes women to self-undoing. It depreciates the woman. It reduces her value. And the loss is perpetual, not gradual. American women have come to a place where they're ran through. Ain't no more virgins given in marriage. It has become a standard now that every woman come with a whole bunch of bodies. Fucking and sucking all kind of strangers is a flex now. And you have women who enable and support this behavior, who cheerlead this behavior, and you think that those women are your friends? No. Friends do not mislead you. Friends do not misguide you into self-harm, injustice, and oppression. They guide you to freedom, security, and the clarity of your identity and self. They remind you of who you are. Will she ever figure it out? Will she ever come to her senses? Cancer Jupiter is about the restoration of the identity of women, among other things. And the circumstances that's going to manifest is going to promote this discovery. And those circumstances are going to look like need, recognizing the need in Cancer themes: family, marriage, mutual care. We've got to do the turnaround, and we have to become clear in all degrees about who we are. Through and through, we have to get clarity about who we are and close out the noise in the devil's voice that keeps trying to call us to betray ourselves, to betray our mission, and to betray each other because of selfish greed, ambitious pursuits, fear, guilt, and shame. That's misleading us out of our nature instead into the fulfillment through our nature of our purposes. Understand that.